I used to hate my dad. Not in the small, teenage way of hating parents for not understanding video games or curfews. I hated him because one morning I woke up and he was gone. No note, no hug, no warning. Just an empty chair at the kitchen table where he used to drink black coffee and scribble in his old leather journal. I was 12. It broke my mom. She didn't cry in front of me, but I heard her every night through the paper-thin walls, muffling sobs into her pillow like it was some kind of routine. No one told me why he left. Not clearly, anyway. The whispers in the neighborhood didn't help. He was sick in the head. Some kind of identity crisis. Selfish. Then, a year later, a letter arrived. Not from Dad. From Tessa. That was the first time I saw that name. The handwriting was familiar. So was the pen. Black ink. Loopy R's. Still smelled like the same brand of cigarettes he used to hide in the garage. It was him. But it wasn't. The letter began. Dear Ethan, you probably don't want to hear from me. I don't blame you. But I want to be honest for once in my life. I didn't leave because I didn't love you. I left because I couldn't keep lying about who I was. The rest was a blur. He talked about growing up hiding who he truly felt he was inside. How hard it had been. How he felt like a prisoner in his own skin. He signed it, with all my love. Tessa, Dad. I didn't reply. I tore the letter and threw it in the trash. But the truth? I wasn't angry because he was different. I was angry because he didn't trust me to love him through it. For 5 more years I heard nothing. No birthday messages. No visits. Just silence. Until one rainy Tuesday, my mom handed me a small, beat-up box wrapped in brown paper. There was no return address. Only my name. Inside was the same leather journal he used to write in. And a note that simply said, "If you're reading this, I'm gone. But not really. I'm always in these pages. Please read them before you decide to hate me forever." I didn't open it at first. I threw it in the closet. Weeks passed. Maybe months. Then, one night after a fight with my mom, I pulled it out. Something told me it was time. The first entry was from when I was born. I held Ethan today. So small, so loud, and already more brave than I'll ever be. I don't deserve to be his father, but I'll spend my life trying to. Each page was filled with thoughts, fears, love. Not just about me, but about her, about Tessa. The pages from the year before he left were the hardest to read. I look in the mirror and I don't see myself. I see a stranger. But when Ethan laughs, I forget. He deserves a dad who's whole. But I'm cracked in places I can't explain. If I stay, I'll die slowly. If I go, I'll die in his eyes. How do I choose between breathing and being? I cried. Hard. Because for the first time I saw not just my dad, but a person. Hurting. Breaking. Trying so hard to be honest. In a world that punished honesty. The last entry broke me. Tomorrow I start hormone therapy. It's terrifying. But if I can be strong enough to live as me, maybe Ethan will be strong enough to understand why I had to. And then, silence. No more entries. Just an empty page and a photo. It was a photo of me and Tessa. She looked different, but her eyes were the same. So was her smile. The back of the photo read, "No matter what I looked like, I was always your parent, and you were always my son." I remember just sitting there, holding the journal like it was made of glass. I thought about all the times I had wished she'd died. All the times I said, "I don't have a father anymore." All the times I let anger speak louder than memory. And I realized I almost destroyed the last gift she ever gave me. The truth. That summer, I took a bus to the city. I stood in front of a small cemetery, with one name I hadn't spoken out loud before carved into stone. Tessa Whitman. Loving parent. Brave soul. Finally free. I sat for hours, reading aloud from her journal, laughing at the funny parts, crying at the rest. And when I stood to leave, I said something I hadn't said in over 6 years. I love you, Dad. Or, Tessa. Whatever name makes you feel whole. Thank you for being brave, even when I wasn't. Today I carry that journal with me. I speak at schools. I talk about loss, about love, about the kind of bravery that doesn't wear capes, but wears truth like armor. People ask if I forgive her. The answer is always, there was never anything to forgive. Just a story I hadn't finished reading yet.